Have you ever felt it? That quiet, creeping shadow that seems to drain the color from your days, a slow and insidious thief of vibrancy that leaves the world in muted shades of gray where brilliant hues once existed. It is a feeling most men carry in silence, a private burden that grows heavier with each passing year, a secret shared with the bathroom mirror in the lonely hours before dawn. The boundless energy you once took for granted, the kind that powered you through long days at work and still left enough in the tank for your family and passions, now feels like a distant memory, a faded photograph from a life once lived. The innate spark of intimacy, that effortless connection that once defined your most cherished relationships, now flickers erratically, threatening to be extinguished by a weariness that seeps into your very bones. The solid ground of your confidence, upon which you built your career, your family, and your sense of self, begins to feel like quicksand, each step forward requiring monumental effort, each moment of stillness filled with a sinking feeling of being diminished. You might blame it on the relentless march of age, the crushing weight of modern stress, or just a bad night's sleep. But the real culprit is often hidden, tucked away deep within your body. An issue we have been collectively and culturally taught is too personal, too embarrassing, too intrinsically linked to our masculinity to ever discuss openly. Deep in the core of the pelvis, a small walnut-sized gland, an unsung hero of the male anatomy, when inflamed and chronically neglected, can become a silent thief of your vitality, a tyrannical dictator of your daily schedule. For an overwhelming and ever-growing number of men over the age of 60, and increasingly for men even younger, a swollen prostate becomes the central antagonist in their life story. It orchestrates a frustrating and deeply personal symphony of frequent bathroom trips that shatter your precious sleep, pulling you from the depths of restorative rest again and again, night after night, leaving you perpetually exhausted and irritable. It conducts a weakened, hesitant flow that serves as a constant, humiliating reminder of lost vigor and youthful power. It fosters a fading drive that can poison your most cherished relationships with doubt and distance. We rarely, if ever, speak of these things, yet they touch every corner of our existence, dictating where we can go, how long we can stay, and how present we can be in our own lives. But what if the key to turning back this relentless tide, to reclaiming the vitality you thought was lost forever, was not locked away behind a pharmacy counter, accessible only through a sterile and impersonal prescription, but was waiting patiently and humbly in your own kitchen? Imagine discovering a simple, elegant, natural remedy, a single powerful fruit that generations of our ancestors have trusted to soothe inflammation, supercharge blood flow throughout the entire body, and bring profound, tangible urinary relief, often in less than a day when prepared and consumed with the correct knowledge. This is the truth that can change everything. A piece of accessible wisdom that many are already using to reclaim the strength, the peace, and the unshakable confidence they thought were gone for good, proving that the path back to wellness is not a surrender to inevitability, but a return to the profound and restorative power of nature. Let us first consider the humble cranberry, a fruit so often relegated to a supporting role on the holiday dinner table, a tart, vibrant crimson jewel served alongside the main event, yet rarely celebrated in its own right. These small, intensely flavored berries hold a profound secret that is revolutionizing our understanding of men's health. For decades, the entire public narrative surrounding cranberries was almost exclusively focused on women's urinary health, a story reinforced by countless television commercials, magazine articles, and even the well-meaning advice of many family doctors. This narrow focus, while beneficial for women, inadvertently created a massive blind spot in men's wellness, causing generations of men to overlook one of nature's most potent allies. But a wealth of new and compelling research is completely rewriting that script, revealing that cranberries are one of the most powerful and tragically overlooked superfoods for men navigating the difficult and often isolating challenges of an aging prostate. More than half of all men past the age of 60 and a significant percentage of those over 50 grapple with the daily, life-altering effects of benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. The signs are all too familiar, a litany of frustrations that become the unwelcome rhythm of one's day. There is the relentless, nagging urge to urinate that pulls you from a deep, restorative sleep multiple times a night, turning the sanctuary of your bed into a place of restless anxiety. There is the frustratingly weak and hesitant stream, a daily reminder of a loss of youthful force. And there is the persistent, maddening feeling that your bladder is never ever truly empty, a sense of incompleteness that keeps you tethered to the nearest restroom. This is not just a minor inconvenience. It is a slow, grinding erosion of your quality of life. It dictates your daily plans, making you think twice about long car rides, sitting through a movie, or enjoying a round of golf. It saps your energy, leaving you in a state of perpetual, low-grade exhaustion. It chips away at the confident, easygoing man you used to be, replacing him with someone who is anxious, preoccupied, and constantly on edge. The most damaging part of this entire experience is how many men have been conditioned by society and even by the medical establishment to believe this is an unavoidable, non-negotiable part of getting older. It is not. The very same unique compounds that make cranberries a champion for bladder health in women are proving to be incredibly effective at combating the root cause of the problem in men: chronic inflammation in the prostate gland itself. The magic lies within a special class of powerful bioactive nutrients called proanthocyanidins, or PACs. Specifically, the type A PACs, which are found in incredible abundance in cranberries, act like a targeted biological strike force against the core of the issue. They work by systemically blocking the specific biological pathways that fuel prostate inflammation and subsequent swelling, effectively cutting off the problem at its source. The results are not just theoretical or confined to a petri dish. In one compelling clinical study, men suffering from BPH who consumed cranberry extract daily saw a remarkable reduction in their prostate inflammation markers by up to 30%. They reported objectively better urinary flow, a dramatic decrease in that constant sense of urgency, and a renewed, empowering feeling of being in control of their own bodies. Another rigorous 6-month study documented a stunning 25% improvement on the International Prostate Symptom Score, IPSS, which is the standardized medical scale used globally to measure the severity of BPH. For anyone living with these symptoms, a 25% improvement is not a small number. It is a life-changing shift that represents the return of restful nights and peaceful days. The simplest way to begin this journey is with a small glass of pure, unsweetened cranberry juice each day, or by adding a half cup of fresh or frozen cranberries to your morning oatmeal or smoothie. This small, consistent habit is one of the easiest and most profound investments you can make in your long-term comfort, freedom, and well-being. Now, let us turn our attention to a fruit so ancient it is woven into the very tapestries of human history, yet so potent that modern science is still working tirelessly to unlock all of its secrets. Red grapes, often enjoyed as a simple sweet snack or fermented into the world's most celebrated beverage, contain a powerhouse compound that is directly and profoundly linked to stronger testosterone levels, improved prostate function, and a longer, healthier life. While countless men worry about the slow, creeping decline in their energy, their drive, and their physical prowess, they often overlook the elegant, delicious, and readily available solution growing on the vine. The undeniable hero of the red grape is a remarkable natural polyphenol called resveratrol. This incredible substance is a cornerstone of the famously healthy Mediterranean diet, and the scientific evidence overwhelmingly shows that this is for very good reason. Resveratrol performs a brilliant and delicate balancing act within a man's body, something that synthetic solutions often struggle to achieve without significant side effects. It helps to gently and naturally reduce the levels of excess estrogen that can accumulate with age, a process which can lead to fatigue, weight gain, and a decline in masculine vitality. Simultaneously, it supports the body's own natural production of healthy testosterone, not by artificially boosting it to unnatural levels, but by optimizing the internal environment, for its creation and utilization. Furthermore, and perhaps most importantly for long-term health, resveratrol activates a crucial protein known as sirtuin-1 or SIRT1. This protein functions like a master repair and maintenance switch for your cells, helping to calm chronic inflammation throughout the entire body, but with a particular affinity for the delicate hormone-sensitive tissues of the prostate. Activating SIRT1 is akin to awakening your body's own internal anti-aging and revitalization mechanisms. But resveratrol's sphere of influence extends far beyond mere hormonal balance and prostate health. It is a true champion of cardiovascular wellness, working diligently to protect and enhance the flexibility and health of the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. A healthy endothelium means your blood vessels can expand and contract properly, which translates to vastly improved blood flow to every organ and tissue in your body. This is fundamental not just for maintaining a healthy heart and normal blood pressure, but for every single system that relies on a steady, rich supply of oxygen and vital nutrients. This includes your brain, your muscles, and your reproductive organs. Better circulation means sharper thinking and a reduced risk of cognitive decline, greater physical stamina and endurance, and a more robust and responsive physical presence. The rich array of other antioxidants found in the skin and seeds of red grapes also offer a powerful defensive shield for your brain cells, helping to slow the oxidative processes that can lead to mental decline with age. To welcome these myriad benefits into your life, the solution is beautifully simple. Enjoy 1 to 2 cups of fresh red grapes daily, making sure to choose the darkest red and purple varieties, as they contain the highest concentration of these beneficial compounds. If you prefer juice, it is imperative to ensure it is 100% pure red grape juice with absolutely no added sugars, which would only serve to counteract the anti-inflammatory benefits. This simple, delicious daily addition can be the key to restoring not just your physical function, but that essential, intangible feeling of vitality, drive, and engagement with life. The old adage, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away," has echoed through generations. A piece of folk wisdom so common it has almost become a cliché. It sounds almost too simple, too quaint to be true in our modern, fast-paced world of complex medical solutions, high-tech interventions, and expensive exotic supplements. We are often conditioned to believe that real solutions must be complicated and costly. Yet, in a stunning validation of what our grandfathers and their grandfathers seemed to know intuitively, modern science is now providing overwhelming confirmation that the humble, ubiquitous apple is one of the most powerful, effective, and profoundly underappreciated allies in the fight for men's health, particularly when it comes to the critical task of protecting and soothing the prostate gland. Beneath its crisp, often vibrant skin, the apple holds a formidable flavonoid called quercetin. This natural plant compound has demonstrated a real, measurable, and potent ability to lower the chronic, low-grade inflammation that directly leads to the swelling, irritation, and urinary dysfunction of benign prostatic hyperplasia. In practical, everyday terms, quercetin acts as a natural peacemaker for the prostate, helping to keep the gland calm and preventing it from becoming the disruptive, tyrannical force that ruins sleep, dominates your daily schedule, and erodes your quality of life. Think of it as a highly skilled, natural firefighter working tirelessly within your tissues to extinguish the inflammatory embers before they can grow into a raging, out-of-control blaze that compromises your health and well-being. The benefits of this simple intervention are not merely theoretical. They are deeply and tangibly felt by those who embrace it. I once worked with a 64-year-old man named Mark, a retired contractor who was completely worn down by the constant late-night interruptions to his sleep and the mounting frustration that came with them. His energy was at an all-time low, his mood was perpetually sour, and his once solid confidence had followed suit, leaving him feeling old and defeated. The only significant change we made to his daily routine was the consistent addition of 2 apples to his diet, one in the morning with his breakfast and one in the evening as a healthy snack. 8 weeks later, the difference was nothing short of profound. He reported that he was now consistently sleeping for 4 to 5 hour stretches, a luxury he hadn't experienced in years. The frantic, urgent dashes to the bathroom that had punctuated his days had subsided into a manageable and normal rhythm. He spoke with a renewed sense of optimism and energy that was palpable. "I didn't realize how much this was wearing me down, mentally and physically," he told me, until it finally stopped. Beyond the powerhouse effects of quercetin, the rich, soluble and insoluble fiber in apples plays a crucial secondary role in balancing hormones by helping to bind and excrete excess estrogen from the body, while their broad spectrum of antioxidants provides a protective shield for all your cells against the damaging effects of oxidative stress. For the greatest and most concentrated impact, it is absolutely essential to always eat the skin, as that is where the vast majority of the powerful inflammation-fighting quercetin resides. This simple, enjoyable daily ritual is a testament to the powerful truth that sometimes the most profound and lasting changes come not from grand, complicated gestures, but from a consistent, humble return to the simple, powerful, and timeless wisdom of nature. There was a time, not so long ago in our recent nutritional history, when dietary fat was treated as public enemy number one. In a well-intentioned but tragically misguided effort to be healthy and avoid heart disease, men across the Western world diligently tossed out their egg yolks, avoided butter as if it were poison, and viewed the creamy, green, and utterly delicious avocado with deep suspicion. We were taught to fear fat in all its forms, leading to an era of low-fat, high-sugar processed foods that ironically fueled an epidemic of obesity and metabolic disease. Today, thankfully, we know better. A revolution in nutritional science has completely flipped that old flawed script, revealing that the right kinds of fat, the healthy, natural, monounsaturated fats found in abundance in foods like avocados, are not something to be feared, but rather one of the most essential and powerful allies for your prostate health, your hormonal balance, and your overall masculine vitality. While the processed, artificial, and chemically altered fats found in modern junk food can indeed fuel systemic inflammation and wreak havoc on your endocrine system, the wholesome natural fats in avocados do the exact opposite. They are the fundamental building blocks of a healthy hormonal foundation, providing the raw materials your body absolutely needs to produce testosterone, the very hormone that governs your energy levels, your mood, your ability to build and maintain muscle mass, and your libido. Specifically, avocados are exceptionally rich in a plant compound known as beta-sitosterol. A wealth of rigorous clinical studies has shown this natural plant sterol to be remarkably effective at easing the most disruptive and uncomfortable symptoms of an enlarged prostate. Men who consistently include foods rich in beta-sitosterol in their diet report a noticeably stronger and more satisfying urinary flow, a dramatic and life-altering reduction in nighttime bathroom visits, and a general sense of profound relief from the constant pressure and discomfort that characterize BPH. This isn't just about managing symptoms. It is about fundamentally rebuilding your body's health from the inside out, providing it with the precise tools it needs to function optimally. One of my most memorable patients, a 69-year-old man named Carl, felt completely and utterly drained by his condition. His nights were a torturous, constant cycle of waking and frustration, and his daytime energy was scattered, weak, and unreliable. He felt, in his own words, like a shadow of my former self. I recommended that he start with a simple, consistent, and enjoyable habit: eating half of a ripe avocado every single day. Within just 6 weeks, Carl was a different man. He was sleeping soundly through the night for the first time in over a decade. The debilitating afternoon energy slumps were gone, replaced by a steady, reliable stamina. Most importantly, his confidence had returned. He felt that steady, grounded, and quiet sense of self that he had been missing for years. Adding avocado to your diet is effortlessly simple and endlessly versatile. Slice it onto a salad for a creamy texture, spread it on a piece of whole grain toast as a replacement for butter. blend it into a smoothie to add richness and healthy fats, or simply eat it with a spoon and a pinch of sea salt. Each delicious spoonful is a direct and powerful investment in calming inflammation, supporting your hormones, and reclaiming the strong, steady foundation of your health and well-being. If there is one single food that could be considered the undisputed heavyweight champion of prostate health, it is the tomato. Often mistaken for a vegetable due to its culinary uses, but botanically classified as a fruit, this kitchen staple, a cornerstone of cuisines from Italy to Mexico, holds the most heavily researched and universally celebrated compound for protecting the health of men over 60. That compound, a vibrant and powerful carotenoid antioxidant called lycopene, is what gives tomatoes their brilliant signature red hue. But its beautiful color is merely an outward sign of its immense and highly targeted protective power. Lycopene is far more than just a generic, run-of-the-mill antioxidant. It possesses a unique and powerful affinity for the male body. After you consume it, lycopene does not just circulate randomly and passively through your bloodstream. Instead, it is actively and preferentially taken up by the body and concentrated in your prostate tissue at levels significantly higher than in almost any other part of the body. It is as if this specific nutrient has a sophisticated heat-seeking guidance system that allows it to find the exact place where it is needed most. Once it arrives at its destination, it gets to work with unparalleled efficiency. Over 100 separate clinical trials, a staggering body of scientific evidence, have confirmed its profound benefits. These studies have shown that a consistent intake of lycopene can lower key prostate inflammation markers by as much as 40%, help to stabilize and regulate abnormal cell growth within the gland, and vigorously fight off the oxidative stress from free radicals that can lead to long-term cellular damage and dysfunction. One of the most remarkable things about incorporating lycopene-rich foods into your diet is the profound peace of mind it can provide. I vividly recall a 72-year-old patient named David who came to my office with elevated PSA levels and the deep, pervasive anxiety that naturally accompanies such a finding. He was experiencing all the classic symptoms of severe BPH, restless nights, a constant sense of urinary urgency that governed his life, and a pervasive feeling of physical pressure and discomfort. Instead of rushing immediately to more invasive procedures, we started with a simple foundational dietary strategy. He began to consciously and consistently incorporate cooked tomatoes into his meals at least 5 times a week. 6 months later, his follow-up tests showed that his PSA levels had stabilized, a source of immense relief. More tangibly, his nighttime trips to the bathroom had decreased from 4 or 5 to just 1, and the physical pressure and discomfort had significantly eased. It was the first time, he said with emotion in his voice, that I felt like food was actually doing something real and powerful for my body. To unlock the full, incredible power of lycopene, the key is to cook the tomatoes. The heating process works to break down the plant's tough cellular walls, which in their raw state can make the lycopene difficult for the body to access. This process makes the lycopene up to 4 times more bioavailable and absorbable for your body. This is precisely why processed tomato products like tomato paste, tomato sauce, and stewed or roasted tomatoes are considered nutritional powerhouses for men's health. A simple, comforting bowl of tomato soup or a single spoonful of rich tomato paste stirred into a dish is a simple, effective, and rigorously scientifically backed way to deliver targeted, powerful support right where you need it most. You have now discovered the incredible individual power of 5 remarkable fruits, each one a nutritional giant with a unique and specific ability to support, protect, and rejuvenate your body. However, the most profound and lasting transformation occurs not when you focus on just one, but when you begin to bring them all together. There is a powerful and elegant synergy that happens when these foods work in concert, creating a comprehensive nutritional shield for your prostate, your hormones, and your energy levels that is far greater and more resilient than the sum of its individual parts. It is akin to assembling a team of specialists, each with a distinct role. Each fruit targets a different layer of your body's complex defense and operating systems. One supercharges your blood flow, another quells chronic inflammation, another expertly balances your hormones, and another protects your very cells from the ravages of oxidative damage. Together, they form a complete, holistic, and deeply effective strategy for reclaiming your health from the inside out. This approach works so powerfully because it is, at its core, simple, natural, and grounded in the realities of daily life. These fruits are not exotic, prohibitively expensive, or difficult to find. They are waiting for you right now at your local market or grocery store. You do not need to overhaul your entire life, embark on a punishingly restrictive diet, or purchase a cabinet full of confusing supplements. The journey back to vitality begins with small, consistent, and enjoyable additions to what you are already doing. Simply toss a handful of fresh or frozen cranberries into your morning cereal or yogurt. Slice some creamy avocado and juicy tomato onto your lunchtime sandwich or salad. Enjoy a sweet, satisfying handful of red grapes as an afternoon snack. Blend a whole apple, skin and all into a delicious and filling smoothie. It is through these small, seemingly insignificant daily acts of self-care and self-respect that true, lasting momentum is built. Most men who adopt this synergistic approach begin to notice a tangible difference within 6 to 12 weeks. And often the very first sign is the simple, profound gift of a full night of uninterrupted sleep. Then, gradually, come the other welcome changes. The stronger, more satisfying flow, the diminished sense of urgency that frees you from the tyranny of the bathroom, and a noticeable drop in the daily discomfort that has been a constant, unwelcome companion for so long. Every time you choose one of these fruits, you are making a conscious, powerful decision to move forward. You are not just masking symptoms with a temporary fix. You are actively fortifying your body from within, building a new foundation of lasting vitality and taking back control of your health on your own terms. This profound journey of healing and renewal rarely begins in a sterile pharmacy. More often than not, it begins right at your own kitchen table with the simple, powerful, and deeply personal choice to honor your body. Your next and best chapter could begin with your very next meal.